Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Diaries. Looks like we're on episode 54. Little update for you guys. Ads, following on from the last video, ads are still going pretty well. I upped the budget last week, so we're spending about $1,500 a day right now. So far this month, we're less than a week in technically, but so far this month, still profitable, which is not bad. Some of the campaigns have dropped off a little bit performance-wise, so yeah, I'm hoping it's just because we have increased the budget, the account's just going to stabilize a little bit. We're not doing crazy numbers, we're only spending $1,500 a day, so adding in an extra $200 shouldn't make the account crash, so I don't know. But I basically try and make all my big changes on a Monday, and then I kind of let everything sit for the full week. Obviously, if something is like dramatically not working, like this morning I went in and made some changes to the campaigns just because a couple of the ad sets were just, losing money. So I turned them off and launched some new ones to test a few different things. But I try and hold off from making like big changes. If something is like just a little bit unprofitable, then I'll probably let it run for the rest of the weekend. Because if you launch something on a Monday, you want to let it run for at least 3 to 4 days. By that time, it's already like Thursday, Friday. So I just let it run for the weekend. I don't like making big changes, especially before the weekend as well, where sometimes the performance can be like really good. It can also be like really bad. So I like to start testing stuff on a Monday. So I'll only make like last minute changes. But that seems to be going well. Like I mentioned in the last video, the focus is really now just trying to maximize the conversion from those customers that are coming through. Again, it's been a decent start to the month. We always seem to get quite a few people purchase the main coaching program. We see a spike at the start of the month. So we got that, but that has come from the changes we've made from the funnel that takes someone from a customer to a client. So some of the changes that we've implemented seem to be working pretty well, which is good. So everything's positive, looking for a good month, looking to be a good month. Last month was our highest, I think, since we started, revenue-wise. But because a lot of the volume is coming from the ads, our margins aren't as good, obviously, as they were when we first started and we were just doing an organic launch. So obviously we want to increase the margin. Paid our VAT bill yesterday, which is always nice. I'm based in Dubai and my own personal company is based in Dubai, but this company, which I document, is obviously with my business partner, as you guys know. And we're both from the UK, so we set that up in the UK. But we basically got our tax bill, we did our taxes, and then we did our VAT. We just got all these tax bills come through. And I'm like, oh shit. And then my business partner, she's relocated to Spain. So she's a Spain resident now, so she has to pay taxes there. And I think the taxes on personal income tax are pretty high there. So she's getting taxed out her eyeballs as well. So we're going to look at setting the company up in Dubai. I'm already here. I've already done it once for one of my companies. So it kind of is a no-brainer. I was a little bit worried because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I really enjoy life here. It's great. But am I going to be here in like 5-10 years time? I don't know. And I didn't like the pressure of having a company with someone that I believe is reliant on me, being a resident. I'm not even double-checked that, but I'm pretty sure I have to be a resident. Maybe I don't, but anyway, what else? One thing that I did, which maybe I'm just like late to the game, because when the AI stuff first came out, I dived into it and I was using ChatGPT a lot. I've not been using it a ton. I use it for like research and, help with a few things and a few ideas and a few angles and a few if I can't explain something, I'll ask ChatGPT and it might explain it to me better. But I've not been like super deep in the trenches of like building out complex, AI systems. One thing that I wanted to improve on for this business was I write all the copy and, I'm biased because I'm talking about myself, but I think I'm a pretty good copywriter. I've been doing it a long time and It's pretty much one of the skills that I think is I'm best at. But I think an underrated, or maybe it's not unspoken, I don't know. But I feel like what people don't talk about a lot in the copywriting game is, especially when you're working with a personal brand or a creator, yes, you can write good marketing copy, but can you write it in a way that feels natural in the voice and the tone of the person who you're writing for? Because you can go and learn from like the direct response greats, right? And you can read all the traditional direct response marketing books. But the way they write, you can't write like that if you're, targeting certain audiences. You can't write, like just writing like the aggressive direct response copy doesn't work in a lot of markets. And especially like my business partner, she's got quite a fun, like personal, like caring brand, like a warm feel to it, as if she's like her followers' best friends. So if I start like writing really aggressive direct response copy, it's just going to create so much friction, even if it's good, even if I'm using all the power words and all the bullshit that people talk about. And there's a time and place for that stuff. But I don't think people consider, and I've made this mistake where I'll write copy for clients in the past and I'll be like, oh, it's so good. And then they'll read it and they'll be like, no, I don't like it. And I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, are you dumb? Like, this is great copy. But if it's not in their voice, if it's not in their tone, then the audience can feel that, especially now as, personal brands become more and more influential, and they're like one of the biggest things when it comes to buying stuff online, especially courses and info, is, do you feel a connection with that person? And if you feel a connection with that person and then you open an email and it's like this really aggressive, traditional direct response copy, then it's not going to work. Anyway, obviously, I've known that for a while, especially like with the niche that my agency works in, kind of like the spiritual law of attraction niche. You can't be like super pushy and super salesy with the copy. So I do always try and obviously, one of the biggest things I try and do is create the words and the voice of the person I'm writing for. And I do it okay for my business partner, but it's still not as good as it could be. So, I still write all the copy, but sometimes, depending on how much time we have, she will look over some of the emails and just make a few tweaks here and there, which is fine, but I also don't like it because I feel like my job is the copywriter. So even though I'm grateful she goes through and, can tweak a few words and change a few things, it's annoying to me at the same time because I feel like I should be able to do it by now, especially because we've been working with each other for a little while. So that's one thing that I've been thinking about trying to get better at. Anyway, this is a long point, so I apologize. I'm rambling here. Maybe this is like a super basic thing, and obviously I should have thought about this earlier, but hey, whatever. I just basically got a load of the emails that she had tweaked and taken a load of the copy that she'd already wrote, and I obviously just put it all into ChatGPT and was just like, create basically a bot for this. So basically now what I've been doing on the last few emails and stuff that I wrote is like, I will write it in the best of my ability to be in her voice and her tone. But I've also got that ChatGPT bot, which basically like has, hundreds of thousands of words like written in her voice. So I will like run it through ChatGPT and be like, hey, can you like change it to be more in the tone and the voice and the personality of this bot that I've created. I call it a bot. It's just literally in ChatGPT. Anyone can go and create it. And so far it looks pretty good. It's not making like any major changes. So, but so far it looks pretty good and it seems to be working. And like it sounds friendlier. It sounds a bit more lighter, which is good. So that's like one thing I've created, I suppose, over the last few days. That's been interesting. Obviously, I'm going to test it out and keep using it. We'll keep checking it with my business partner as well to make sure that it is in her tone. But so far, so good, and saves me quite a bit of time, which is nice. So, and obviously, the more data that it has, the more examples that it has, the better it should be. So that's something I'm looking forward to using a little bit more, and maybe that will just save me like a ton of time trying to like overthink, because it's the points when she looks over the copy, the points are all exactly the same. Like the structure of the email is exactly the same. It's just maybe some of the language or some of the words I haven't fully nailed that she would just say a little bit differently. So yeah, I think using ChatGPT in that sense, just to make a few quick edits, is useful. Again, early days, only used it on like one batch of emails, but so far so good. Sorry, I feel like this is a really boring update. I think that's it, honestly. Everything else is all good. I feel like in good momentum with this business. Been turning down other opportunities, just saying yes to this one primarily, and feels like it's paying off. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.